Hey, it's Joe. I got another one to talk to you about, another website to talk to you about. I've been telling you some of the different things that we've been doing with websites, some of the things that my mentor students and I are using, websites that I've created over these past few years. And I'm going to tell you about another one today. This is a brand new, it's a complete system actually, to work with for sale by owners. And actually it was prompted by this question from Alice Watson from Raleigh, North Carolina. She says, "Hi Joe, I keep hearing you talk about your system for getting for sale by owners to sell their homes to you, subject to. Can you explain how that works?" Okay, it's all based around this website that I created and this system that I created so that it could all happen for me. I wanted to build my portfolio. I wanted to get more subject to properties. And by the way, subject to is where they deed you the property, you take over the payments on the loan, put a lease option tenant in there, you make a chunk of money right up front from the lease option tenant. Maybe they give you $5,000 to take over the property. They make a payment to you equal or maybe a little bit more than your monthly payment. You keep that property long term. It builds value for you. You get depreciation, you get appreciation for the property, you get a buy down on the loan. There's lots of benefits from owning properties long term. That's where you build your wealth. That's what makes you rich in real estate, by the way. You need cash flow to sustain a business. That's what the lease option fee is all about. But the long-term wealth comes from holding on to these properties and keeping them long-term. And eventually 10, 15 years later, they're paid off because the rents go up. You increase the amount of payment that you make. You pay them off. And you suddenly have a property free and clear that is going to pay you for the rest of your life, the rest of your kids' life, and on and on. It's an asset that will never be, you never have to worry about. Anyway, this system essentially is I created a screen capture video for my assistant, and I got my assistant through Elance, and I said, "Here's what I want you to do." And I gave him the screen capture video, and that screen capture video explained to them how this process works. Essentially, what I have them do is go to for sale by owner websites, Craigslist, for sale by owner, FSBO.com. You know, there's a bunch of them. We have them go to these websites, and we send out a specific letter making an offer to those people on their property, and that offer then they respond back to us. When they respond back to us, we get their email, we put them into a system that then sends them another email giving them the website, the FSBO website that explains how subject to works, how we buy properties, and all that stuff. It explains that whole process. If they read through it and they're sold on it, they can hit yes, I'm interested. They can fill out the form, tell us about their property, hit send, and it sends me an email. Every one of those that I've received, every one of those emails that have been filled out, we get a deal together on if I want it. Now, not every one that I get, I want, but we do get them. So, and sometimes, and by the way, they don't flood in through this process, but the ones that come in always work. So you have to decide, do I want lots of leads coming in, or do I want a few leads that will only take a few minutes of my time? And there's reasons to have both, and I do different things depending on the situation and what I'm working on. But in this situation, I wanted to talk to nobody. I wanted only to have them call me up or send me an email saying, "Joe, I'm interested in what you have to say. I'm ready to sell my property in the way you want to sell it. And yes, I have the equity, I have the position, I have the mortgage, I have the deed, I have all the things that you want in order to make this deal work." Because I explain it very specifically what I need to make the deal work. And they tell me this. They say, "Just give me a call and we'll make it happen." So I give them a call. They say, "That's great." We get them over the paperwork. I usually send somebody over with the paperwork for them to sign. We get it signed. I then give it to my property manager. She fills the property, and we keep it for a long-term investment. Now, there's other things you can do with those properties than just keeping it for a long-term investment. You can flip it to another investor. You can fill it with a lease option tenant and flip it to another investor and make two chunks of money. You can flip to an investor as a land contract and protect your seller that way and make money monthly on the deal. There's lots of different ways to make money on it. But the idea is you get these properties coming in, and you can do this not just in one city, but you can do it in 10, 20, 50, 100 cities. You can do it as many places as you want. So you can bring in more leads and build a huge business around just this one technique. Now, this isn't the technique that I start everybody with in the mentor program. This is, I think, a little more advanced technique, but it's also a brand new technique. And as I use it more, I realize this doesn't really take much experience. It doesn't take that much to get it done properly. I know it sounds like there's a lot of pieces and it's complicated in this process, but once it's set up, And once it's set up properly, and believe me, I've got a lot of experience as a direct marketer, so I set it up with all that knowledge so that we would know for sure that it was going to work. And after I've tested it and I've gotten lots of deals put together through it, I know that it works, and I've given it to my students. And this is actually part of the mentor program. You get one of these sites when you come into the mentor program. Plus, you get the autoresponders that keep following up with people once they've opted in, once they've sent you an email originally saying, yeah, give me a call back and let me know what kind of deal you want to do. We don't call them back. We want them to go to the website. So, but then if they go to the website and they don't like it, it's okay. I still don't call them. I have these emails going out to them once every few days that keeps reminding them, we're still interested in buying your property. You're still interested in buying your property. Please go to the website. If you're interested, let me know and we'll make it happen for you. It's exciting stuff. And I'm real excited about this new program. Anyway, I'm also going to be teaching it at the next buying event. So you ought to come and I'll show you exactly how to use all this stuff. All right, thanks. Bye-bye.